And welcome into the Backstage Pass. Of course, always a busy day for us and definitely always moving into the evening hours. This is where the time to shine, as I always like to say here on the show. Of course, Jeff did that earlier. Walker Hayes coming by, promoting his new album here on the Backstage Pass. And of course, it's a big media day for Walker. So congratulations to him and the song Fancy Like. And of course, the album. We appreciate him stopping by. Always presented by our good friends over at MitchMax.com. You can get some Backstage Pass gear there. If you're up to it, and of course, Bangtail Whiskey and our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. Appreciate all the work that our sponsors do. Jeff McMahon, Brandon Morrell back here in the saddle as always, and a good friend of the show. We started doing this about 2019, and she had this single called Army Ranger come out that she had her self-titled EP, and I love that song she's got on there called Whatever This Is. We're going to talk about that, and just so pleased to have her back here on the program. Jessie G joins us here. Jess, how you doing?
Hey, I'm and hi, Jeff. How are you guys?
We are doing good and just great to have you back. And I promise you, they won't be this long. We're not going to wait 2 years to connect again on projects and kind of what's going on. But hey, take me through this journey. I guess I'll kind of start out of the box because, artists have kind of had to reinvent themselves a little bit in this last 19, 20 months of this chaos we've been through. How did you kind of maneuver through this, and how did COVID change you as an artist?
Oh man, the last 2 years have been crazy. When the pandemic hit, we had a whole tour planned out, and things were going really good. I was hitting a good stride as an artist, and when it hit, yeah, you're right. We had to reinvent ourselves. We had to figure out ways to get our music to people that was other than in person on the road. So that was frustrating. And then personally, I guess we can talk about it because my new song that I released a couple of months ago is about it. So personally, through one of the most traumatic, hardest times of my life and my husband's life, we had 2 miscarriages, and it led us to, me to write the song with Gwen Sebastian, Rainbow Lullaby, that we released. And it was a really hard year. Man, just no work. Personally, it just kept hitting me. I felt like things just would never stop beating me down. And I had to really take a step back, reevaluate my career, my life, just all the things I was putting into my mind, body, and soul personally, all the way down to like what I was eating in the daytime and what I was just practicing, putting into my head and my words, what I was speaking to myself. And I had to practice meditation, all these things. And I got to a really strong place. And then once we were in that place, we decided to have our wedding and to try again. And we got pregnant. And now I have my beautiful daughter, Oziana. And she's been the light of my life. And I can already feel myself changing as an artist, creatively. Just now the songs I'm writing are different and amazing. And I'm so proud of them. And I feel like life takes you through these chapters, the good and the bad and the ugly. And it makes us more well-rounded humans in the end. I mean, we don't see that when the dark times are there, but it's been a long couple of years. But this last year, 2021, was the best year of my life. Got married, had my baby girl at the end of this last year. And it's just been a roller coaster year. We're finally booking shows again. We are, we call it our like revamp year, get it up and running again. We got this awesome Sprinter van that I'm converting right now, which we're pumped. And yeah, we got some shows on the books, and we're looking forward to just getting new music out there, getting, man, I just feel like I'm a different person. So I'm excited to see what that is like on the road, on stage, connect with my friends, family, fans, and everybody. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple of years. And ultimately, though, I'm pretty blessed for where life has taken me. So
talk about when you talk about connecting with friends and family and fans, as different as things are now, the first song that you came out with was very personal, inspired by your boyfriend, now husband, right? And everything that you've had since then. You just talked about your latest release is about the life with your husband and some of the things that have gone on with all of that. And as much as people would tend to want to, maybe put walls up and kind of protect themselves, you did a gender reveal for your child out at the Oregon Jamboree, which, I'm kind of thinking at some point, are you just a rip the Band-Aid off kind of person and let's just get that way? Or is it like, if we make a big noise with it, that'll make it okay because it's not a secret? What was going on with all that? Because it had to be a little bit of a wrestling match of, are we really going to do this like in public, right?
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. It took me 6 months to tell people that I was pregnant and just to be like, all right. It took a very long time for me to be strong enough to let people in that personally, because it's a very intimate thing. It's a very intimate thing because, the anxiety of if anything were to happen or, it's just all the emotions were going through my head about stuff like that. But in the end, this is what kind of gave me the strength is, why do I do music? Why do I write songs? I do it to be there for others. When someone comes to me and tells me, your song changed my life, or your song helped me out, or your song was there for me in a time when I felt alone and I felt like someone understood me, that is why I do what I do. And, if I wasn't going to just put it out there and be real with people, then I'm going against why I love what I do. And yeah, it's
Right.
hard. It's very hard. The gender reveal I got so choked up on stage. I could barely get through it. And just finding out we were having a girl and all the emotions. And also, like, I had to do Rainbow Lullaby so early on in the set that
Right.
I had to get through it. I had to put it kind of past me emotionally, get a couple other songs under my belt, like feel good again, like get that hype. And then and I also took my crowd through a roller coaster because they're just like, I've had people crying in the audience to celebrating, new life. So yeah. And to answer your question, like rip the Band-Aid off, you could say that. Yeah. You could say like rip the Band-Aid off, but it took a really long time for me to get to a place where I could do that. So
Right.
yeah.
No, I would think that, but I'm looking at the timeline of everything and imagining having gone through some of that. And the Oregon Jamboree, when they posted about it, they even posted, I found a comment where they were saying, hey, if you think she really knew and was faking it, no. If you were there during sound check, she was a nervous wreck all day long. So I can imagine what that looked like.
Yeah, it was quite the day. I'm excited I have that for her to want to see and see how mommy and daddy showed the world if she's going to be a boy or a girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. Hey, take me through a little bit deeper. And in fact, I'm going to have you play it here in just a second. But Rainbow Lullaby came out at the end of October. You mentioned how personal this was. You kind of told the story there, mentioning that with the gender reveal. And then just a beautiful song, but has led you to this point to come up with a beautiful tune. I thought you did a great job with the lyrics, the writing, and of course what you did with your vocals in it. Just very beautiful, very sparkling. Take me through the entire making of Rainbow Lullaby. Then we're gonna have you play it here on the show.
Oh, okay. So Craig didn't tell me that I needed to play, so I don't have a piano with me. Maybe Jeff will jump on it.
It's all good. We try.
I don't think we would sync up very well, but
Come out with
it's all good though.
Yeah. So if you would like me to send you the wave or anything, and we can play it on here for people,
We can. Yeah, be great.
So yeah, it was a very hard. Man, at first I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't come up with the words to talk about the emotions and the process because it was a really traumatic experience. And then when I finally started getting back into it, going to Nashville and songwriting and doing all of that again, I called my friend Gwen Sebastian. Gwen is a phenomenal singer-songwriter, phenomenal artist. If you see Miranda's shows, she's the girl right beside Miranda Lambert singing with her. And one night, Gwen and I had some wine and we were just talking and the floodgates opened up. I just told the story and told her what happened and cried. And she was just there for me as just a great friend. And we talked about it for quite a while. And I had initially started a song called Rainbow Baby,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about my previous pregnancy. And Gwen, she and I talked about it all night. And then the next day, this is kind of crazy how it happened. She texted me and she was like, "Hey, I had an idea while I was on my walk about a song and I'll
Mm-hmm.
send it to you. And it's called Rainbow Lullaby." And she told me that. I got goosebumps. It was crazy. And she sent me the song that she had initially written, which was a little different than, the final product. And I just cried. I was like, this is going to be something epic. So I asked her, I was like, "Hey, let me sit on it. Let me do out." Like, I hear a key change in the bridge. I hear just this epic moment. I hear an actual lullaby kind of melody in the
Mm-hmm.
bridge, all this stuff. Can I sit on it and can I do that? So I sat with it here in this condo, and I just by myself cried a lot at the piano, played a lot, just hashed it out. And then I sent her my version and she was like, "Wow, I love it. Let's do it." And we just critiqued it a little more and then took it to the studio, and it came to life and it became something, wow, so much more than I ever thought it could be. And when they say that good songs just fall out and they come
Mm-hmm.
out, and it almost feels like you don't write them. It feels like some higher power, some muse, something just comes through you. And that is how I felt about that song. And um, I'm happy that now it can be something to just honor my angel babies and
Mm-hmm.
to, for them forever. And it has been healing for me, so much healing. And to have the amount of men and women come out and say, "Your song has helped me so much. I'm going through the same thing." And for me to be there for them in that way has been huge. So yeah, the song, it was really hard and it took a lot, but I'm very blessed and grateful for it.
Well, and when you talk about taking something that is that personal, and being able to entrust somebody with it that is going to care about it in the same way that you do. I mean, that's what's so, and I'm sure this is why you went this route. Gwen, if I'm not mistaken, this is Gwen from Miranda's crew, right? Yeah. Because I mean, she's got an experience as an artist herself. I think she put some time in on The Voice somewhere along the lines, and has written with other artists, most notably Miranda. So she understands the difference between what's representing her versus how does she honor what's going on with you, and kind of maintaining that, right?
She's great at it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. You sit in a room with her and you're writing, and she can write. It's so hard for me as an artist to write, but she's not like that. She's so versatile and she can be there as a songwriter. And that's why I love writing with her. And I will,
Yeah.
anytime that important.
Yeah.
I thought y'all did a beautiful job on one that last year. Can't believe I'm saying last year. Now here we're in 22, but Timeless came out, and tell me about this one. Walk me through a little bit of this. Just another beautiful song, another piece of work that you put a lot of time into. I believe last May it came out, and I thought just the album cover, the song itself, the lyrics, everything we talk about, just in fantastic people you get to work with on records and songs. Tell me about Timeless and walk me through that one, because that's one of those songs that as you go through life, as you're, I guess, from a young age to becoming an adult, you realize what that song means when you listen to it.
Yeah. Another great woman, empowering songwriter, Bridget Tatum, helped me write that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great,
Yeah.
beautiful day. We were out sitting on her front porch watching our horses run around in her front ranch. Yeah, you can't even call it a yard. It's just like it's watching her horses run around, and it was just, Bridget's one of those people that you just get wrapped up talking about God and love, and you leave her feeling just heavenly and blessed. She's just that kind of woman. And so it was one of those days where we were talking about it, and I told her that I'm like, I want to marry this man, the guy I was dating, Matt, my boyfriend at the time, my now husband. And I was just like, I want to write a song for my wedding one day. Like, I know I'm going to marry, no doubt in my mind. I want to, have a song that just talks about love that never is going to end, because that's how I feel about him, And Yeah, when we wrote that song, same thing. It came flying out. It wasn't hard at all. And actually, the work tape sounds a lot different than what we ended up doing in the studio, which I'm
Mhm.
excited to eventually do another version of it with Bridget, and do, because the rhythm and tempo and everything's like way different. And we just wanted to go more rock and roll with it for the studio because I wanted a wedding song that also rocked. So
Right.
yeah, that's how that one came to life. And yeah, the music video has our actual wedding footage.
Mhm.
I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, you see that
Beautiful.
Bills and Green Berets doing the saber arch at the end. I was proud of that shot. I feel bad because I kind of didn't ask them fully for their permission, and they were like, "What? We're on CMT. We didn't agree."
Sometimes you don't need permission. It's just the gut feeling, right? Whatever comes from the heart, no doubt.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick time out, come back more with Jessie G. You can check her out at jessiegmusic.com. And, of course, get the latest single out there across all the digital platforms. Rainbow Lullaby. It's Brandon. It's Jeff. It's the Backstage Pass. And we'll pay some bills here, of course, with Bangtail Whiskey, Mitch Max, Hank Jr. Productions. Come back more with Jessie G here on the Backstage Pass. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And of course, he's trying. He got it.
I don't think it would sync. I don't think it would sync up very good, but I got you, girl.
Go ahead.
30 seconds of listening.
Well, no, I was listening to it earlier. I didn't do that during the commercial.
He's got a good ear, no doubt. Countdown to CRS is on. We'll be there February 23rd to 25th. Some great guests already lined up there, too. Can't wait to Alana McCready and, of course, Manny Blue, Noah Guthrie, who's coming on today at 5 o'clock, Aaron Kinsey, and a whole lot more there. Thanks to thanks to Christy Watkins for the invitation. And, of course, we'll be there at the Omni Hotel. Myself, Jeff, Kirsty holding it down and the media booth and just enjoying everything it has to bring and then some, being a sponge, I guess you could say. Back here with Jessie G on the show there. Jeff, if that can sync up, feel free to.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. No.
We already she puts beautiful vocals with anything out there. So I can tell you right now, Rainbow Lullaby is the current single. And of course, jessiegmusic.com is the place to go for all the tour dates and merchandise out there too. Hey, take me back to one we had talked about the first year you came on the show, your self-titled EP in 2019. You guys let it off with, a kick-ass song, Whatever This Is. And it did real well on a few different charts out there for you guys. And definitely, I'm sure the video was fun to shoot. Is that still a song that you kind of kick back and jam to every now and then? I'm sure you guys still play it in the shows, right?
Oh yeah, that song is one of my favorites. It's just encompasses like all my influences all in one, and it's a great song. The last time I sang it was at my sister's wedding. Gretchen came out for that, and her and I got on stage and we sang it, and it was, I mean, that was the last time that we did it. But man, that will always be on my show. It'll be one of my ending songs always at the end of the set. And yeah, I mean, we did really well with it. We radio toured all over the country with it, and it charted at top 20s, I know, with Music and independently. And yeah, I wrote that with Gretchen Wilson and Sarah Beth Terry.
Beautiful song, no doubt. Hey, I know we just passed the holidays too. Anything fun for Christmas that you got to do? I guess were you guys at home? What were the any Christmas traditions you got to do with the family?
This is the first year we didn't travel all over God's green earth. Normally, we're going all the way to the Midwest for my husband's family, and then out the West Coast for my family. And this year, we had a baby on the December 5th, so there was no way we were taking a newborn on the plane. And you know, she's just so little. So actually got this outfit on Etsy. It said Santa Baby on a one, and I dressed her up in it, and I Claus outfit, and we just took videos and posted them on TikTok. It was cute. And then we just hung out. I had a glass of wine because I can do that now. And yeah, it was just a great time. It's the first Christmas I've just chilled, so it felt a little weird.
It was
and once you attach the Santa Baby outfit to the little one, that pretty much means you can add a lot of new business expenses against your discography, right?
Yeah, I mean, I promoted the song that I sang, and I have a new video out there, and I can write off everything that I bought.
That's right. That's right. It supports the song. That's what it's about.
I love it. It's a lot of fun, no doubt, and that's out there too. I added that to my playlist when you guys had put that out there in 2019. One of those holiday songs that comes on. You're doing stuff around the house, and they're like, "Who is that?" It's Jessie G. Who? I'm like, "Go turn her on. Let's go to the website. Go listen to her." And Santa Baby became one of my playlist out there too, no doubt about it. So we're gonna have a little fun here, a little bit. Do a little rapid fire just in a little bit too as well. But let me ask you back to this because there was a song, and I think we talked about this the first time you'd come on the show. And I loved this because it really summed up a lot of just how hard you guys worked on that EP. Blue Collar Bayou was another one of those great songs that was on there with Whatever This Is, which you guys did the radio tour with. Remind the fans and everybody out there about that one and why you guys chose to put that on the record, because I thought just one of those great songs that another one I could relate to, and another one that just fit Jessie G as an artist.
Well, thank you for saying just be my hype man, you know.
I gotta be, let's do that.
Yeah, I wrote that with Miss Gretchen Wilson too, and Rob Hatch. Rob Hatch is also a phenomenal songwriter. He's got number ones, and I'm just blessed to be in the room with those types of people. And we actually were trying to write My Redneck Woman, as Gretchen always put. My version of Redneck Woman never comes out like Redneck Woman ever. So we sat down and we were like writing about where I'm from and how I was raised, and that song came to life. And it's so cool because it's got so many double meanings in it, and I love double entendres, and I love just being clever like that, because when a songwriter does that, I love it. So I always try to do it with some of my music. And Blue Collar Bayou at the time meant bayou, like we're sitting by each other, we're both collar people having a beer at the bar, just getting through a really crappy time in life. And the chorus paints a picture of a fishing season, which I grew up in a small coastal town called Brookings, Oregon. And I grew up 4 generations of commercial fishermen. And when the season sucks, man, life sucks. You don't have money all year long. You owe the tax man a lot of money, and it's just a really hard time. So the whole chorus of the song was painted around this picture of when the bars are full, the boats are bare. Life is good, but it's not fair. But raise your glass and say a prayer. And it just talks about us being there for each other because it's going to get better. And that's what we always say, every 3 crab seasons for us have always been horrible. And then you get a great crab season that, you make amazing money. So it's like one of those things, like fishing's a lot like music. You don't do it unless you really love it and you're willing to just go through the crap and the blood, sweat, and tears of it. So that song was really about that. And then it meant later a lot more because I ended up we got stationed down here in Florida for my husband. He's in the military. And as soon as he graduated and became a Green Beret, we got stationed down here, and now we live on a bayou. And I was like, whoa, how crazy is that my song could manifest and come full circle like that, and now have like that double meaning for me personally, because I've never lived on a bayou until now. Yeah, I thank you for loving that one.
Well,
yeah,
which explains her next release, Millionaire Musician, which she's going to be releasing soon.
I love that you can relate to it. I'll be your hype man any day. So, what's that you're saying? What's that?
Oh, I got to release it first, so then I can manage. You're right.
Well, I know you got. I see that guitar in front of you. Correct? There's a guitar right there.
No, we were doing any music, so
I thought you had a guitar. I thought you were tapping on a guitar right there. I couldn't tell if her hand was like.
Kind of looks like it.
It kind of looks like it, like he's lifting her right hand. No, it's all good. We'll have you back on. We'll have you play another time, no doubt. Hey, tell me about this one. What are we waiting for? Because really just another beautiful song off that EP. And I'm going to continue to be your hype man on all this music out there, which is good out there. But off that EP, give me the backstory of that one.
Yeah, that was a long time ago that I had written that. It was one of the first songs I wrote in Nashville before I really knew anybody. When I moved out to Nashville, I knew Gretchen Wilson, and that was it. And I had opened up for her at a show in Oregon, and she gave me her email, and that was all I had to go on. And I was like, I know we're going to be friends because we drank and partied all night together. So I knew that it was going to be, I just knew there was going to be something there, and she was going to be one of my best friends. And so I just moved to Nashville. I'm like, you know what? I got one shot. I'm young. I don't have a husband or kids or whatever. So I moved out and wrote that song with Davis Branch and Kathy Majeski. And I was going through a breakup at the time. And that song just came pouring out. I was crying during the write. Like, it was really embarrassing because I couldn't stop crying. And it was just one of those moments where you just know something's not going to work out as much as you want it to. And you're both not saying what you need to say. And you're just waiting till the one else to say it first, kind of thing. And that's kind of where that song came from. And we actually have a music video to it that I've never released. And my husband wants me to release it like soon as like a gratitude thing for the fans. So you might be seeing that really soon here. It's baby Jessie, but whatever.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure it comes out to it'll be definitely one of those pieces your fans will love, and just country music fans in general too. Again, Rainbow Lullaby is the current single out there too. I just love her music so much. I keep next time we got to get her to play for us here on the show, no doubt too as well. And you know what? If she says it's an MP3, we're gonna put it in our audio side of things and put it up on the website out there too at the same time. Hey, let me ask you about this because I know you love the process of songwriting. It definitely is something that all musicians have their different kind of flavor on, different tastes, and working with so many great people. We've talked with some great songwriters just recently, Kent Blasey here on the show, and Frank Myers and so many others. What's your favorite part of songwriting? And I guess kind of the flip side of that, is there a challenging part to it? If so, what is it?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Favorite part about songwriting is the connection and the camaraderie, and when you're co-writing with somebody, and the fact that you can sit in a room with another person and come up with this piece of art that just is going to live forever and be something phenomenal, whether it's number one or not. Like, you just made something great and it's beautiful, and that's awesome. But the other part of it is just, like I said earlier, being able to connect and be there for people. And the song sometimes means so much more than, any action I can ever do or anything. Like, the music just means so much, and it's going to live forever, and it's going to be there for people. And, one day when I'm gone, like, my grandkids and everybody can still listen to my music. Like, that's crazy that we can create that kind of thing. So that's beautiful. And just, helping people and being there for people. And like I said, with Rainbow Lullaby. So those are my favorite things as a songwriter. And seeing the reaction on stage when you're touring and actually singing something that you created for somebody and seeing them love it. It is such an amazing feeling. There's really not much that's better than that. So those are my favorite things about it.
I love it too, no doubt.
I'm wondering, you've talked about Gretchen and the impact that she's had and the collaboration that you guys have done. And I want to get past the, I know part of this is true. Oh, we're just going to be great friends. We're going to meet and we're just going to hit off because I'm just manifesting things. Okay. I get part of that, but we've talked about Gwen Sebastian. You talk about Gretchen and if people don't realize, when Gretchen was getting going, that involved the collaborative spirit that was going on with Big and Rich, all those other guys. So if you didn't know when you met her, I'm sure that now some of the reasons that she has given you for, why me, Gretchen? I mean, she's run into a lot of people and you now from that relationship, you recognize people that you work with that are like, okay, now I understand what they're looking for. Now I understand you don't have time to work with everybody. This is something that I value. So what are some of the things that you think you either brought to the table that conveyed a balance of light camaraderie, but still no BS? What was it that you feel like really enabled you to hit it off that also helps you connect to a Gwen Sebastian and some of these other people? Because there are some real things that you may not know, but she's told you this is of value and you bring this to the table, right? There are those things.
It's so hard to think about yourself like that, there's a lot of things I don't know. I don't know why they give me the opportunity or they love working with me like I love working with them. I hope that keeps me humble, that I do, that I'm like that. But I know that I'm grateful to be in the room with people. I don't take this for granted. I get to do what I love for a living, and not a lot of people get to do that at all. And, you see somebody like my husband that goes into work every day with he has very little amount of freedom with what he gets to do, and he's willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for his country and things like that. And I see that, and the fact that he does that so I can do what I do, make me extra grateful. I just, Gretchen, the only thing I can tell you, from trying to be the outside looking in, is Gretchen always told me that I lit the fire again for her to want to write and sing and play and all that stuff. And that makes me super grateful that she would get excited again because of how excited I was about just this life and being on the road. And, she got to teach me all those lessons that she had learned along the way. And,
right.
We got to be out there she's one of my best friends. How fun is that? Last week she sent me a ton of pictures of me and her on the road, just goofing off. And it's so much fun if you let it be, but it can also be not fun if you don't let it be, So I hope that they see as much in me as I see in them. And, I did go to college and study music, so I do know a lot about.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I do know a lot about music theory and how it works. And, I've worked really hard to be a good lyricist and songwrite. So even if I don't have the guitar in front of me, and I'm horrible at playing and singing, so I'm always like, all right, let's do this. And I'll play it. And I'll be like, now you play it. Thanks. And, but I can get around on a piano. I can do what I need to do to make sure the song is written. And then I let professionals do it for me live, because they're just way better than I am. So I'm not going to fake through it. But yeah, and hopefully they respect me as a vocalist. I've worked so hard to be a great vocalist. And, I've just spent my life working hard, doing competitions, studying college, being through opera and singing different languages and doing all the things that it takes to develop. Because man, it doesn't just come. It's like a sport. You gotta be an athlete about it. And, yeah, I hope they see that, because those are the things that I work really hard on as an artist.
Well, and maybe it's those things. Maybe it's she gives you a piece of advice as something to try, and you try it.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, if you spend some time in Nashville, there are people that do that. There are also people that may show up for their writers round straight from changing their own oil in their vehicle, and they never really try to work with themselves. And somebody's given, I've had people that have asked me for advice for things, and then 6 months later they asked me for more advice, but they never took the initial advice.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it's something as simple as that. When you talk about her getting excited because you're kind of lighting the fire, well, you're not lighting her fire because she's saying, hey, I'll help you, and you'll go, okay, cool, I'm gonna binge watch the Gilmore Girls first. You know, I mean, it could be something as simple as you sharing that excitement with her, and something like that. Yeah.
Actually, right when I moved to Nashville, I had an experience where I was in a studio, and the person who was getting everything funded and like they were getting their album put out, they actually like didn't show up, and they were really late to their session. And I remember that being a huge learning moment for me when I moved to Nashville. Like, most of the things you just got to show up and work hard. Like, everything else kind of falls into place, and the talent and all that, like, that is what talent comes from, and opportunity doesn't come knocking all the time. So when you do get an opportunity, you take it and you work your butt off and you don't say no. So.
Yeah. And that was your first experience with Gretchen, right? Which was, you did the contest, met her, she said move. How long did it take you to move?
Not long. I sold like a ton of crab and tuna at a farmer's market, and I moved like a month later, I think.
Right. Wow. So
I was like,
showed up. You showed up.
That's it. Right place, the right time. And she said, I'm going to be committed. I'm going to show up. I'm going to take the bull by the horns and just get after it. And that's what you've done with a lot of the great music. And that's why I love having you here on this program to talk about your story, because I think it's one of the most fascinating stories, from a fish town to living your dream in Nashville. And those opportunities, like you said, don't come around more than maybe once or twice, and you jump on it. So I love the fact that you've done so well in your music career, and there's just so much more great things to come. Tell me a little bit about this, because I always like to know what's next. I know a lot of things can't be released till specifics get worked out, but you're not one to rest on your laurels. I know you as a good friend of mine, a good friend of this show, and a fantastic artist. What's next? I mean, obviously Rainbow Lullaby has been a success. We've talked about the EP. We talked a lot about Army Ranger. I'm sure you guys have a lot of stuff in the can you're working on, right?
Yeah. So I've actually written a ton of music when I was pregnant. I hit it hard when I was pregnant. That poor baby, she was like, I sang the national anthem when I was 9 months pregnant at the Lambeau Field for the Green Bay Packers. Like, she's done some stuff. So yeah, we have written so many songs, and I actually have a rock project I cannot wait to release. I'm going to do like a little 3-pack where, I wrote with, he's a utility player for All Time Low. His name's Dan Swank. He's amazing. I wrote and produced it with him. And then Ryan Dawson from All Time Low played the drums on it. So I'm pumped about it, because I feel like it's got a lot of that vibe in it. But it's also got that country thing for my voice. And it's just really rocking. And yeah, not a lot of chicks do that stuff in this industry. And I wish there was more of it. Like, Gretchen, the reason why she was always one of my favorites was because I Got Your Country Right Here album. That was like my favorite album ever. And that's why I put all my eggs in that basket, because I was like, if there's any chick I want to sound like or have my music sound like, it would be her. So I'm really excited about this project. I want to get just a little different with it. And then I still have a huge album with Gretchen that we're eventually going to release that people have not heard yet. And it's amazing. It's already like pretty much done. We still got to get it mastered and fine-tune things and all that, but that will also be out. So I know it's been a long time waiting. I feel really bad for my fans. I promise you a lot is going to come. It's like all going to come at once. And you're just going to be like, whoa, what does that mean? And I'm going to come out with Millionaire Artist or whatever that song, Jeff. We're going to write it together and it's going to be great.
Hey, I'm game. I'm game. Whatever it takes to manifest more success for you, we'll release it with opened at the top of the charts, part 1. Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be great there. Can't wait to see that. And like you said, throw it all at us at once because I'm used to everything you put out sounding great, no doubt. And you take your time and kind of very specific on what you're looking for and the type of sound that defines the artist, Jessie G. We'll come back after a quick timeout. Last one. We'll get into some rapid fire. And yeah, I'm going to ask the ultimate question to Jessie G. Some people have been wondering today and asking me because on my sports show, I did pick the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl. So I'm going to ask Jessie G, does she feel like after getting that feel at Lambeau Field, one of the most famous stadiums of all, does she feel like the Green Bay Packers will take Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles, California at SoFi Stadium? And Jessie G's opinion does matter when it comes to football. We'll take a time out to Bangtail Whiskey. We'll come right back. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here, Jessie G, a few more minutes here on the show today. Don't forget, coming up at 5 o'clock, another fantastic artist, Americana Music. He's got a new song called Hell or High Water. Noah Guthrie here on the program. And, of course, the countdown to CRS is coming up here in just a few weeks. Jeff, myself, and Kirsty in Nashville, Tennessee, doing what we love to do and bringing you the best in entertainment. And if she's going to be there, you come on by that hotel. You're welcome to come down. Come on down.
Now I got to learn the rest of the songs.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
All right. I got time.
So, hey, will you join us at CRS? Will you be there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You stop by that booth and you
I
spend some
have
time.
a beer now, so I'll come over, bring a beer. It'll be great.
Let's do that. I get to party with Jessie G. Enough said right there. All right, let's ask that ultimate question in rapid fire because I've been having a few people poke my way today, especially on the sports side of things. My buddy CJ and I do a show called Outlaw Fantasy, which you can catch every Wednesday at 5 o'clock on a couple of different social channels out there. We talk fantasy football and just football in general. The experience at Lambeau, you talked a little bit about that too at the same time while being pregnant, but I think this is Aaron Rodgers' year. I think the Packers take it all. What's your sense on this?
I agree. I think they're going to win it.
What's that?
Super Bowl champs. Yep.
Super Bowl champs. All right. So we're taking it.
9 years, 15 years. Oh my gosh, I suck.
2010. It's hard to believe. Yeah.
Well,
Now, how much of that win is attributed to the fact that you sang the national anthem there?
yeah, I mean,
I'm saying exactly.
my husband's from Green Bay. So, at first I didn't have a choice. And now I'm such a fan. The Packer community is so cool. Like it's the coolest. I'm sorry. It really is. Like Nashville's that way with the Titans. Like I'm like, that's my second team, but man, you got to go to a Packer game.
Yep.
You do. Now, you see what's on my head, Jess. We got knocked out Monday night with the Los Angeles Rams. So definitely that could be the NFC championship game there. Los Angeles at Green Bay. Of course, the Packers have the home field advantage to get through it too. We'll see what happens. I think Aaron Rodgers gets ring number 2. It's been 12 years since they won that Super Bowl with head coach Mike McCarthy. All right, let's talk about this. I love throwing this one out there. Jessie G, if she's ordering a pizza just for Jessie G, nobody else can have a slice. What toppings go on it?
I'm a meat lovers girl. Meat lovers, but then like throw on some mushrooms. I know that's weird to some people. Mushrooms are, but and some ranch.
Ooh, you gotta love ranch with a little bit of everything, right? No doubt. All right, if Jessie G won the lottery tomorrow, what's the first thing she would do with the money?
Ooh, I mean, I just got a Sprinter van. I'm converting it. But before that, I wanted a schoolie where you take the school bus and you convert those. Enough room in the driveway. So I had to deal with the Sprinter van. But yeah, that's what I do.
All right, I like that.
So she's going to build a bigger driveway is what she's going to do.
All right, let's do this one here. Any game show out there Jessie G could be a contestant on, what game show is she picking?
I mean, I only ever watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That was yeah. And then, I mean, all the other ones, I feel like I wouldn't be good. The Phone a Friend, I need like 3 of those.
You need a few lifelines out there too. All right, a place where you're looking at saying, you're like, man, I'm going to take the full band. I want to do a full band show. We've not yet played there, but I want to go to this town and play this venue. Where's kind of the dream performance at?
Oh, that's tricky. I mean, I've been like all over the country. I'd love to go abroad. I'd love to go like Scotland or something. I don't have a specific city in mind, but it would be fun to tour abroad. So Scotland.
Okay, I like that too. And like I said, have a little leisure time while you're out there too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in my suggestion for her, recognizing that she's from the Northwest, and I want to see you headline at the Gorge.
Yes, I love that theater. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get on that festival this year. Festivals are tricky this year because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
You know,
do you know the Gorge, Brandon? Do you know that place?
I have not heard, actually. No, I haven't.
It is it's an outdoor amphitheater, and the stage backs up to the Columbia River Gorge.
Ooh.
So they actually have a little platform on the back where you can hit biodegradable golf balls out into the Columbia River Gorge.
Have you done it?
Well, I'm not a golfer, so I probably made a hack at it, but it only made it. I have to be right on the edge, which is where people that are taking selfies die, and I'm not going to get that close. But I could throw one.
You played there.
But it's amazing. Yes, I have played there. Yes, yeah.
Picks are just like natural too, and everybody has a great seat there too because it goes down in, so it's beautiful.
You know, I'm gonna talk to the team. We'll have a competition, Jess. I think we can do our Aaron Rodgers kind of who can throw a football the best. Now, I wonder if McMahon would have a good arm to kind of show us the little football touch there. Aaron Rodgers kind of.
Ooh.
That's
you know,
gotta play some bet.
There's a reason that I'm good at playing the piano. It's because I'm not good at playing football. But I mean, I can throw a spiral. We'll see.
Ooh, okay. So
I'd be involved in this.
You
absolutely
would. Absolutely you would.
It's
so
on.
at CRS, okay, all right, we'll have it there because we'll have a camera moving around and we won't be live, but we will be doing our recorded version. So all the socials it goes up, and all 3 of us will put Kirstine on this too, because she's a Wisconsin girl. She loves the Packers. So definitely we'll have you ladies compete, and Jeff and I'll compete. We'll get to the semifinals, and then there you go. A bracket.
See, the other thing that's really great about this, Jessie, is if you lean into the piano player part, if I don't win, nobody's surprised. If I do win, it's that much more humiliating to whoever I beat. You know,
underdog surprise. You're good.
That's right. Who beat the guy from the Sports Guys? Oh, the piano player that did musical theater in high school. Yeah. Bring it on, Brandon. Bring it on.
I'm on the game for a challenge. Don't tempt me with a good time. Jesse will tell you that too. So I look, a former coach and a former guy who threw footballs for a living, as a high school football coach and everything out there too. Jesse, challenge accepted. It's like Donkey Kong, game on. Here we go. So we're gonna.
And then when you beat me, it's like beating up a kindergartner, and nobody's impressed. Yeah.
Hey, just like he would kick my ass at piano, Jess. I couldn't even touch a key and tell you what that is. So there you go. I've got the challenge accepted. We'll be there for CRS 2022, February 23rd to 25th. Make sure you go check out JessieGmusic.com. And, of course, I'm her hype man for her music. So definitely I can tell you about every song. So email me, ask me. I'll tell you where to go find it out there across the platforms. Rainbow Lullaby is available across all the digital platforms. More great things coming from a fantastic country music artist out there. Jessie, we appreciate the time. Looking forward to connecting at the Omni Hotel in a few weeks. And always, I appreciate you dropping by and making time for us.
Thank you for having me. And I'm grateful that you guys always support my music. And I love y'all. You guys rock. Have me back soon. And I promise I will bring a whole dang band and we will have a show the whole time. No talking, just music. It'll be great.
I love that, no doubt. Again, thanks to Mitch Max and, of course, our good friends at Bangtail Whiskey and Hank Jr. Productions. We're not done for the day. 5 o'clock, Kirsty's going to jump on with me. Another fantastic Nashville recording artist, Noah Guthrie. We're going to talk about Hell or High Water and some great songs with him. And then, of course, February 10th, Jeff and I, special treat, the great John Michael Montgomery coming here on the Backstage Pass. Looking forward to that. And then some here as we count down the days to CRS. We'll talk to you guys here in a little bit with Noah Guthrie on the Backstage Pass. Until then, have a fantastic night.